However, the typical dose of 5 grams per day, which is also the standard scoop size for most creatine products, may actually be overkill. Illustrating this is a 2018 paper that compared the effects of supplementing with either 3 grams or 5 grams of creatine monohydrate per day. When compared to the placebo, both groups experienced significant increases in strength. And based on the results, the researchers suggest that 3 grams per day is a sufficient dose for most lifters. And if you crunch the numbers, it makes sense, given that studies have shown a significant improvement in performance from dosages of around 0.03 grams per kilogram per day. So for a 170-pound individual, that amounts to just 2.3 grams of creatine per day, which is less than half of the often recommended 5-gram scoop size, and would mean that your tub of 30 servings of creatine would last you 2 months instead of just 1. So what I'd recommend is stick to 3 grams per day, a little less than the typical scoop size, as that's going to be more than enough for the vast majority of people. If you are on the much heavier side, then you may benefit from just a slightly higher dose based on your body weight. Now, with that being said, when you first start taking creatine, you may actually want to consider bumping up the dose far above this. This is where step 3 comes into play. So after you start taking creatine, it takes time for your creatine levels in your muscles to gradually increase and fully saturate. It doesn't happen overnight, and in fact, often takes a couple weeks to significantly increase. Depending on how fast you like to experience the effects of creatine though, there's 2 protocols you can use. The loading protocol is a method that helps you saturate your muscles with creatine as fast as possible so that you can start reaping the benefits right away. This involves taking 5 grams of creatine 4 times per day to get a total of 20 grams per day. You repeat this for about 7 days to elevate your creatine stores, and then afterwards drop down to just 3 grams per day as we previously talked about in order to now maintain your elevated creatine stores. In contrast, the non-loading protocol is a method that gradually increases your creatine stores. In this case, you simply stick to 3 grams per day from the start, but rather than taking just a week to elevate your creatine stores, this protocol will typically take about 3 to 4 weeks before you start experiencing the benefits of supplementation.